Hello and welcome at Thomas Geiger Car. Today with the brand new BMW 7 Series. While we've already been driven the prototype, we were not able to show you the final design and especially the interior. And these are two topics that are of main interest in the upcoming luxury sedan. If you don't want to wait until the car hits the dealerships and the roads towards the end of the year, join me on my first walk around and I'll tell you more about it. The main market for the 7 Series is Asia, and that's what defined the look of the new luxury sedan. While it was very sporty and elegant and sleek in the previous generations, this car is bolder than ever. We have the big kidney grille that is stressing the taste of European BMW customers even more, and it is enhanced and enlightened by an LED ring that circles around both of the grille's sides. We also have crystal clear lighting for daylight running lights and LED matrix lights. So even in the nighttime, this car has lots of presence, lots of stands. And there is a fancy entry theme. Once you approach the car, everything is flickering and shining. You get a light carpet towards the doors, so you have a big entrance once you approach your vehicle. And not even the front is bold and has lots of status. No, also the size has grown. The short wheelbase version that was offered in Europe only is cancelled, and we now have only the long wheelbase, and that was even stretched further. Plus 13 centimeters means 5.40 m in total. That is Rolls-Royce size by now. And there's another gimmick that we know from Rolls-Royce and Co. already. First time ever, the BMW 7 Series has electric doors. You just push the button here, the car opens a bit, swings open, and you have the entrance to a saloon that is more luxurious and more modern than ever before. What to expect from that? Stay tuned, I'll show you more. It only needs the push of the button and the door closes. And we're finally sitting in the new 7 Series. There are no difference between i7 and standard 7 Series, and all the cars are very familiar and brand new at once. Familiar because the hardware we know from the iX model. So we again have the big curved display, and we have the new center console with the renovated iDrive controller and the very small gear lever, and we have the steering wheel that is not fully circular anymore. In the iX it's more rectangular. Here it is still circular at above but flattened underneath. Brand new is the look and feel of the car. The material is different. The base model has vegan leather, the top model uses cashmere wool instead of leather, and the look and feel is totally different because everything is glossy, everything is shiny, there is lots of bling bling. We, for example, have a crystal glass layer over the whole cockpit that is backlit in different scenarios. Even the panoramic roof has some light bars in it, so you can change the color, change the ambience. All that is done with the so-called My modes. Half a dozen different modes, from a very personal one to a sporty, efficient and expressive ones, are not only changing the characteristics of steering, drivetrain and response, no, they're also changing the sound and the ambience lighting, giving the car a different personality. One of the coolest features of the new 7 Series is that display in the rear doors of the vehicle that shows where the focus of the engineers has been put, because where you usually have buttons, for the first time ever you have a touch control in the doors, big as a smartphone and very versatile. So you can just slide around that and prove and change all the modes and all the stuff. The most fancy mode is the theater mode that we will figure out. Having lots of space in a luxury limousine isn't such a surprise, especially if the wheelbase is more than 3.20 meters. And to get easier in and out due to the higher roofline, also a given thing. But the thing that is really new in the 7 Series is that modern approach to luxury. While you have been sitting in big chairs in the outgoing version, the new chairs are very slim. yet still comfortable, but the impression is more roomy than ever. Another topic that is really dominant in the 7 Series also for the rear seat occupants is the technology overkill. Not only do we have a wireless charging function also for the rear seat passengers, in addition to the standard cup holders and the folding rear seat and the electric front seat that moves towards the front while your leg rest is coming out, your backrest is going backwards and you can easily stretch. No, we also have the biggest in-car screen ever that is mounted to the roof, and the car becomes a cinema on wheels on the touch of a button. So once again, I'll go into the screens in the door and activate the theater mode, and the window blinds are closing and the big screen is coming down, and you can enjoy cinema on wheels. And you not can only watch videos, no, you can actually stream everything, because for the first time ever BMW has teamed up with Amazon Fire Stick or Huawei in China and is providing all the comfort and all the infotainment that you know from your living room. So you can stream Amazon, Netflix, YouTube and the actual TV stations. And since everything is coupled with your own personal account, you can continue wherever you are. So once the journey is over, you just switch to your living room and continue your movie. We've been talking a lot about the electronics and all the gadgets of the 7 Series, but at the end it is still a car, and for that it needs a drivetrain. For the electric version, that's pretty easy. All the ones will have a 105 kilowatt-hour battery for a range of more than 600 kilometers. Here, that's the i7 xDrive 60 with 544 horsepower and a top speed of 240 kilometers per hour. Below that, there will be a rear-wheel drive version with significantly less power, and towards the end of next year, also a high-end version called the M70 that will replace the V12 version of the old world. With more than 600 horsepower, it is assumed to be the most powerful BMW ever. For the conventional side, we're talking about a 6-cylinder diesel with 300 horsepower for the base model that will cost about 100,000 euros in Germany, and 2 plug-in hybrids with an electric range above 80 kilometers and a power up to almost 600 horsepower. For the rest of the world, there will be petrol engines without plug-in as well. For example, a traditional V8 with more than 500 horsepower for the US market. Price range, as I already mentioned, 100,000 euros for the base model as a diesel in Germany. The i7 will start at roughly 140,000 euros. But since we're talking about a luxury vehicle with lots of fuss and lots of gimmicks, it will be easy to raise the price up to 200,000 euros and above. Yeah, while we've seen the car undisguised and in its full, let's say, beauty in the studio, we're now here driving a prototype. Since it's half a year before the car hits the road, it is still camouflaged, so you see this is work in progress. But I can tell you a little bit how the i7 feels while driving. It is a pretty fast and pretty dynamic car, and even if it's a luxury limousine of more than 5 meters length and way more than 2 tons of weight, it feels pretty agile and pretty nimble. We have an acceleration that is pretty impressive with less than 5 seconds from 0 to 100. I had a top speed on the Autobahn that was way beyond 200 kilometers per hour. Maybe not the 250 kilometers you know from the good old times, but yes, the car is pretty fast. And in comparison, for example, to the Mercedes EQS, you stick to the road and you got a pretty good feeling for the road, and you're still feeling you are in command, and it's a pleasure to sit on the driver's seat instead of the back seat. While the Mercedes EQS elevates you and you feel like you're riding a magic carpet, this car is still street focused. You're close to the tarmac, you feel everything. It is comfortable, it is luxurious, but yes, You feel the bumps, you feel the curves, and you have the feeling you are in control. There is a reason why BMW's claim is sheer driving pleasure. Thanks for joining me on that first walk around of the BMW 7 Series, a car that follows an interesting strategy. We have on the one hand the pure electric models like the Tesla Model S or the Lucid Air. On the other hand, we have the siblings classical Mercedes S-Class and very futuristic Mercedes EQS. This car tried to combine the old world and the new world under one hood. Technology is great. Design, I have my doubts. The Asians might like that bold look and that gadgety interior. If the Europeans will love it, I'm doubtful, but on the other hand, if only 1/3 of the production is saved for Europe and the US, and if the US people follow the taste of China and Japan, this car will be a success as well.